my name's Ken Lingenfelter. I'm the owner of Lingenfelter Performance Engineering and the Lingenfelter Car Collection. Today we're here at the collection, walking through and just trying to talk about all of the unique cars that are here. I've been a Corvette guy all my life, so the room we're in right now is the total amount in the total Corvettes that we have here in the collection. There may be 70 cars in here right now. When I was a kid, I fell in love with the 63 split window Corvette. I was 10 years old. My dad was a GM executive, ran a Fisher body plant in Euclid, Ohio, and had taken me to an open house at the General Motors Tech Center. And I was already a car kid. I mean, I think I owned every Matchbox car you could have ever found back then. But when I walked up to the back of the 63 split window Corvette, that's the day I became a Corvette guy for life. I grew up in a time when, the late 60s, I was in my teens. Muscle cars were a very, very big thing back in those days, and drag racing. And so I got a lot of time to learn how to drag race, and had a lot of fun with the muscle cars that they built back in those days. And so we have a room that has a whole bunch of the really good muscle cars from back in the day, the Novas and the Chevelles, and actually there's a 454 El Camino in the back and such. None of the original cars that I actually owned, but cars that I fell in love with back in those days and really didn't have the money to buy. So our front room at the collection is full of a lot of Lingenfelter products and some exotics. We've always been very good at tuning and building General Motors cars. And so we have lots of Corvettes also in the room. We've been very focused on C8 Corvette over the past several years, and some CTSV Cadillacs, and there are a few exotics back there too. I've always been a big Ferrari fan, and Ferrari's always done a pretty good job keeping me in touch with the latest and greatest that they build. And I've tried real hard to make sure we have had a chance to get and use one for quite some time. I've had a Ferrari Enzo and F40 and F50 and some of the real great ones from back in the day. And in addition to that, what I'm doing now, frankly, is buying cars that I can drive. I just took delivery on a new Roma last week, and so it's an amazing car. I can't wait to spend some time in it. The mission for the collection has always been charity work. It's not open to the public, but we do charity fundraisers. And as a result, that's when the public gets an opportunity to see the cars. We did 60 events here in 2019. Had to take a couple years off for COVID, but we're back at it now. And we did our spring open house in April for the American Cancer Society. And our focus for the next real big one will be for breast cancer on October 8th. And we do get several thousand people through the collection on a day like that. Very generous donors and people who want to see the cars and people that are here just for the charity. So it's absolutely a fun and entertaining way to share the collection, share all these great cars with people. And it's worked out to be a really, really good way to raise funds for charity. And any information that you might like to get on Lingenfelter Performance Engineering or the collection, just go to lingenfelter.com. And for the collection, there'll be a button to hit, and there'll be a couple of videos on the site that will show you some past events that we've had. And there's also an area on the site that will indicate when our next event will be. That's the best way to keep track of everything Lingenfelter. I only am on Twitter myself. It's just at Ken Lingenfelter. And but we do have a Facebook page and all of the other social networks. But me personally, I've only used Twitter. Thank you very much for watching and listening to me about my cars and the Lingenfelter collection. Hope to see you at some point here at the Lingenfelter collection for one of our charity events. Thank you very much.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to Automotive Affairs and click the notification bell.